Not too long ago, out on a vast endless ocean, there was a man named William. He worked as a sailor on a cargo ship, hauling goods from far-off places. Then, one day, when the sky was painted with pretty shades of orange and pink, something terrible happened. A big, fierce storm came down on the ship, tossing it around like a toy in a bathtub. The waves were as tall as mountains. As the cargo ship sailed through the vast ocean, it encountered what initially seemed like a routine journey. The sun had been shining brightly, and the sea appeared calm and inviting. However, the seasoned sailors aboard had an inkling that something was amiss. The air had grown heavy with an ominous stillness, and the horizon had darkened ominously. The crew hastily prepared for the impending storm, securing cargo and battening down hatches. But nature's fury soon erupted. Dark clouds gathered, and the once calm sea transformed into a maelstrom of churning waves and howling winds. The ship, despite the valiant efforts of the crew, proved no match for the tempest's might. Lightning danced across the sky, and thunderous roars echoed through the air as the ship was tossed about like a fragile leaf in a storm drain. Enormous waves crashed over the deck, shattering the vessel's structure. It was amidst this chaos that William found himself clinging to a piece of debris, witnessing the ship's catastrophic demise. The shipwreck was not merely a mishap, it was a relentless clash between the indomitable forces of nature and the determination of those who had set sail, a clash that left William alone and adrift in the unforgiving sea. For many days that turned into weeks, William just drifted around with no real direction. He survived by catching rainwater and finding a few small supplies that had somehow stayed afloat. Loneliness was his constant friend, and he started to lose hope. But then, in the darkest of times, something amazing happened. One day, as he looked out at the never-ending ocean, he saw a tiny island way off in the distance. His heart filled with hope because he knew that this island could save him. He used all his strength to paddle toward it on the chunk of ship he was floating on. It was really tough, but the thought of reaching the island kept him going. Finally, after what felt like forever, William washed up on the beach of that small, lush island. He was so weak and tired that he crawled onto the sandy shore, tears of happiness in his eyes. He had survived the shipwreck and found safety on this faraway island. As time went by, William's life started to change. He made a little shelter from palm tree leaves and pieces of wood he found on the island. He learned how to find food by picking fruits and catching fish in the clear, blue water. His strength came back slowly. But it wasn't just his body getting stronger, his spirit underwent a profound change as well. The quiet and peaceful island let him think about his life, his choices, and what he wanted. He realized that before the shipwreck, he cared too much about trying to be successful and having lots of things, and he didn't notice the simple, good things in life. As more time passed, William found comfort in the beauty of the island, the soft sound of palm leaves in the wind, the calming waves on the shore, and the magic of looking at the stars in the night sky. One day, while he watched the sunrise on the beach, he made a promise to himself. He would go back to the world he came from, but he would bring with him the lessons he had learned on the island. He would live a life filled with thanks, simplicity, and a deep connection to nature. With his newfound determination, William built a strong raft and said goodbye to the island he had called home. As he paddled back to the world he knew, he understood that he had changed during his time as a castaway. He wasn't the same person anymore, and he couldn't wait to share the wisdom he had found with others. And so, the castaway returned, not as a lost soul, but as a man reborn, bearing a tale of surviving, discovering himself, and the incredible strength that lives within each of us. He would always be thankful for the shipwreck that had led him to the most important journey of his life, the journey within.